Chiang Mai is famous for a lot of things. Elephants, temples, beautiful nature, delicious street food. But did you know that just outside the city, you'll find incredible farms where farmers grow, harvest, and ferment cacao, so that back in town, legends like Chiang Mai can turn it into some of the best chocolate in Thailand. Recently, we got to see that process from start to finish with our good friends at Just Love Experience on their brand new Bean to Bar chocolate tour. And we can't wait to show you.
Tara and Sweet Peck and Mali, and if you've been watching our videos for a little while, you might have seen we did last year a food tour with them, and they are the best people to be friends with in Chiang Mai because they are always showing us so many new things. Today we are learning about the entire process of making chocolate.
Beans to bar.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Oh, I wasn't recording.
Stop it, you were too.
And in addition to the lovely Tara and Peck, we were joined by their fantastic guides, Alex and Kim. Okay, so after traveling about an hour outside Chiang Mai, we wasted no time in jumping right into our hands-on experience with the farmers.
These trees are 2 years old, so this will be the first time we'll harvest them. So what I want you to do is I want you to find fruits that have a little bit of yellow here. So around 60 to 70% ripeness. Then you can cut them out and then just put them in here.
This is Jonathan, and after working as a filmmaker and pilot for years, he started experimenting with growing cacao as a hobby during COVID, and now it's his full-blown business. At Cacao Republic, cacao pods are harvested twice a month, and we were lucky enough to visit on a harvesting day.
This is how we do.
That's how we do.
It's like Easter egg hunting! We have to find all the cacao pods. I haven't actually harvested one yet because I was too busy flying my drone over that last farm, which was beautiful. These trees are a little bit older. And so we're looking for something that's 70% yellow?
Yes, 70%.
So like all of these are fine, right?
Yes, these are all good.
I can drop them or are they delicate?
You could drop them, very fine.
And there you have it. I'm officially a cacao farmer. I must have missed this earlier, but it's purple before it's fermented. Wait. This is the less ripe one?
Yeah. More ripe.
More ripe. Oh, okay. I don't have a good palate.
More sweeter.
More sweet, maybe, yeah.
This is a little bit more sour. It's also good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So, after all of our efforts, we headed back to help crack open the pods and reveal the beans. It's quite a fun process. You give the pod a big thunk rather than using a knife to avoid harming the bean inside. Pete quite enjoyed this part.
Whose head are you pretending that is?
Stephanie! Do it hard. Oh yeah, okay.
After cracking the pods, you remove the beans, which are surrounded by pulp. Speaking of pulp, something I didn't know is that can be used to make cacao juice.
I didn't even know this was a thing, but this is cacao juice that they make, and they have to freeze it, otherwise the fermentation process just goes a little bit crazy and nuts, and then it doesn't taste as good. So anyway, I've never ever heard of this. I'm going to try it now. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. It's like a fruit juice. It's like I'm trying to think. There was a drink that I used to drink back in England called a mungo.
Way down deep in the middle of the Congo, a hippo took an every caught the rubber and the mango. He stuck it with the others and he danced a dingy tango. The rhino said, I know, we'll call it umbango.
I mean, I really like it. That was like what does it taste like? I want to be able to describe it, but I can't.
It's hard, right?
Like a floral pear.
Yeah.
A floral pear. But like kind of a little pineapple-y too.
Yeah, there's a little pineapple in it.
Not as sweet. Come try it.
And because this clip is actually from the beginning of the tour, I hadn't yet realized that cacao reminds me a lot of custard apple. So if that's helpful, it kind of tastes like that.
Cheers.
Very sweet.
Very sweet, like a sweet pig.
After enjoying the cacao juice, it was back to learning. We checked out these special wooden vats that the beans ferment in and then visited the drying area and learned about the different bean qualities. To be honest, at this point, I started to get a little overwhelmed with all of the steps. It is so wild to think that someone thousands of years ago figured out all of these steps to transform a humble cacao pod into a luscious chocolate bar. But man, am I grateful that they did.
Now we're getting to the good part. I mean, it's all been the good part. That juice was so good, but now we're trying all sorts of chocolate. This one's 80% cocoa.
Coconut milk, palm sugar.
Got a matcha white chocolate. There's a coconut milk and palm sugar one I want to try.
I like the
Oh, yeah.
Semi-confident in the steps necessary to get the cacao from bean to bar, it was time to head back to the city to try our hand at chocolate making. But not before fueling up with a delicious local lunch.
Stopping for lunch now. Jonathan's mother actually prepared this, and it's unbelievable.
Did she make this
Super,
yesterday
super
or
delicious.
this morning?
You like it? What did you put on top of yours?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
I like noodles.
Hey.
Thank you.
All the best as well.
Yes.
We'll be following you.
Yeah.
This is Sayamaya, a local artisanal chocolate maker in Chiang Mai known for crafting high-quality chocolates using sustainably sourced cacao from Thai farms.
I can't wait to now taste a bunch of chocolate. And we've got this neat little book and chart to help us, and we're going to be making some notes on tasting chocolate. This is like I love chocolate, so I can't wait.
Today we're gonna introduce you a little bit about us with the video.
It was really fascinating to taste the industrial chocolate side by side with the craft chocolate. For example, we all noticed a pleasant sourness in the craft chocolate, which comes from how close we are to the fermentation process. In contrast, industrial chocolates in places like America and Europe need beans shipped from far away, and also they must maintain consistency, which often results in a loss of flavor.
Industrial chocolate, one thing on processing, every single bar need to taste exactly the same.
Now that we were equipped with the knowledge of just how much care and thought goes into handcrafted chocolate, it was time to make our own chocolate bars.
This is kind of devastating, but I have to leave because I got to go pick up Hayes. So, will you make me a chocolate bar? Thanks. Don't forget. Yeah, chocolate bar. Yeah. Bye.
Perfect. Right on 50 that time. This feels like the fun part. I feel pressure now that Pete's gone to do one that Hayes will like, so I think I'm going to use the marshmallows. But my favorite thing ever in the world is ginger, so definitely doing one ginger. Is there a strategy here?
Sorry.
Ginger coconut, does that go together?
No.
Right, we've made it all the way from the bean to the bar. Thank you guys so much. That is awesome.
Thanks for coming.
If you want to do this, I will leave all of the information below. I hope you can see that's a really fun day.
Let's eat some chocolate.
There is some chocolate like a sweet pig.
I feel like if you made it to the end of this video, I should give the story of Sweet Peck. I should also plug my own services as a travel advisor, which I haven't been doing in YouTube videos, but I need to. Not only can you go on this tour if you're independently traveling to Chiang Mai, I will leave all the information below, but if you're planning a larger trip to Thailand or Southeast Asia, I also work as a travel advisor and would love to help you. My email is also below, but I have had a number of clients over the last few months who, without knowing that they're doing it, have told me how sweet Peck is. So now we call him Sweet Peck. So if you do come to Chiang Mai and you do book this tour or their food tour or any of their other tours, there's an awesome elephant and bamboo rafting. They do a Song Tao food tour. They do a village visit. They do all sorts of stuff. If you book any of those, call Peck, Sweet Peck, so that he knows who sent you.